Hey guys, welcome back to Lynch's Garage. And you know what? I think it's episode 5 of Vega Stories. I think it is. Hopefully, you guys made it through the week okay. And here's a little gift I got a long time ago. It's, there's a cardboard. Comes with these tasting notes, whatnot. But you know what? I've had it for 7 years and we've never done it. I think Ollie had a set of these. Aiden had a set of these. And I got a set of these. But it's been 7 years and we've never done the tasting test on these. So you know what? I'm going to crack one open. So here's what we got in here. I'll show you. We've got blended. I'll just show you here. See if you can see them. I'm going to turn on the light just a sec. We got to have a light on the subject here. We can get it set right. There we go, like that. So we've got this one over here on the left is blended Irish whiskey, 45%. This one here is called small batch Irish whiskey, 46%. This one here is called single malt Irish whiskey, 40%. This one here is called double barrel Irish whiskey, 42%. This one is called the Ghee 1 Batch 2. Yeah, something like that. Blended Irish whiskey, 46%. Well, what are we going to try? Let's just go with the mild one. Let's start with the 40. Connemara. Oh, I forgot to tell you the names of them. Okay, this one right here is called Roe & Co. This is Teeling whiskey. This is Connemara, which is quite famous for Irish whiskey. Single malt whiskey. Peated with a peat taste in it. That's what I love. Glenandow Distillery, double barrel. And this one here is, it's hard to make that one out. J.J. Corey, Corry. Yeah, right there. I've never had that. Well, let's start with the old Connemara. Let's do that. Just want to make sure everything's, yeah, we're recording. Okay, yeah, I'm dressed up like this. Normally I'm in a t-shirt. So I got a little Irish shot glass and a stone. Yeah, normally I'm not dressed like this. I'm in a, t-shirt or something. But I just got back from my birthday dinner. And we were in El Mercado up in Bedford area. And I can tell you, they got quality. The food there is quite amazing. Quite amazing. So you just crack this wax seal. You can see that's all. It's like melted wax over the whole thing. And how much is in here? I don't know how much is it. I don't know. Didn't see the milliliters. I don't think it says. Doesn't say. It says product of Ireland though. Oh yeah, that's Connemara. That's the peaty stuff. Oh yes. You know what? We're gonna pour the whole thing in. Look at that. Just fits. It's a shot. It's a friggin' shot. Look at that. I guess if we want to do a tasting tester night, I'm gonna have to buy more somewhere. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Connemara. They do sell this stuff. Not in the liquor store, but they sell that in Harvest Wines on Baker Drive. I've seen it there before. Yeah, Harvest Wines. That's where they sell it. Let's have a cheers to you guys for getting through another week. Me, all I got to do is get through work against myself, so I don't, I'm not dealing with a lot of employees and stuff like that. But oh yeah, oh man, you can taste the peat, the soil right from the dirt of the earth, the Irish earth. That, oh, does that ever warm you up? It just goes right to your gut. Yeah, excellent, excellent. Okay, what do we got here? Let me get my glasses on. Let's see what we got in the book tonight. We got some Vega stories, yeah. We got quite a few. Let me have a look here. I'll try to go in some order that makes sense, but I've got a note here somewhere. Oh, yeah. Okay. I made a note here on a page. I had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thing in here, but then I said, first start here. So this is just another, this is sort of like a hot summer night, Main Street, Dartmouth. You know where I mean, like McDonald's, that area, because that was the first McDonald's, I think, in all of Nova Scotia. It was there on Main Street. It's changed a bit from what it was. The parking lot area and all that slightly changed, but it's on the same spot. Yeah, we used to go there all the time. So it's a hot summer night. I don't know what the temperature is. It's pretty warm. It's in the high 20s still at 9:30 at night, and I decide, you know, that's when I used to start to go out. As soon as the dusk started to get dark, that's when the old Vega would come out right then, because she looks so cool. Street lights and cruising around the city at that time. So I decided that night, you know what? I'm taking the damn hood off, and I'm just gonna drive around with no hood on it, because it's all on hood pins. Since that flipping incident when where the hood came back and smashed in the windshield, and I got another hood and all that. Um, I had 3 hood pins up front and the 2 ones in the back. Anyway, so I just took all the hood pin clips out, put the hood on the lawn in the backyard. That's probably where I kept it. I didn't bring it inside. I know that. I just laid it there on maybe on a blanket or something. I can't remember. And off I go, just cruising the night with all the other hot rodders. And I decide, well, you know what? I think I'll just stop in the McDonald's there and I'll get some fries and a Coke. And I don't even think in those days they had diet or that. I wasn't even known or that stuff. So it was a regular Coke then. Sugar didn't bother me then. But yeah, so I pulled in there, and the passenger side of my car is like facing Main Street. The ass end of my car is facing I think they call it Heartland or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's Heartland Street. So my ass end is facing Heartland Street. I'm tucked in the corner, close to the street, sort of by the sidewalk. That's where I like to park because I just keep away from all the other cars. I had a nice wide spot there. So I get my fries and my pop, and I'm there sipping the pop, popping a few French fries, and in comes the Dartmouth police. No lights flashing, nothing. He just cruises in really slow, just creeping along. He parks his squad car just a little ways down. I don't know, it was about 5, 6 cars down from me. And he gets out of the cruiser, and yeah, he's coming right toward me. Oh man, don't give me a ticket for no hood. Don't give me a ticket. I can't do it. I'm low on money here. I'm only a gas jockey, pumper, and oil changer guy, and undercoating dude, and tune-up helper, and brake helper. In a Texaco station. So he walks over and he goes. Walks around, looks at the engine bay, and he's looking at the engine. He goes, "What do you got in her?" I said, "It's a 283 with a 4-barrel Rochester Quadrajet. It's a GM carburetor, and with a hot cam in it." And he goes, "Hmm." Standard? I said, no, no, it's automatic. 400 turbo automatic. Okay. He goes, well, I'm going to be here for about 20 minutes. So when you leave, he said, show me what you'll do. I said, okay. I'll show you what you'll do. So I finished my fries and finished off the pop because I got rid of that stuff. I don't want that splashing around in my car, right? Got rid of that. So I pull out of the McDonald's real slow, real slow. Go up. I'm sitting at the I'm T-boning into Main Street here, just about to make a right. I'm gonna make a right and go up toward Dairy Queen. So I pull out really slow like this, and I get my car straight. I got to make sure that thing's straight, or she's gonna go sideways on me, right? And I fucking put her down into first, and I walk on her, man. I give her all the beans. She's fucking redlining. And in those days, you didn't have any protection like you got in this car and that car, where the red line, you hit red line and the engine would just die out, so it would protect the engine. No, this thing would just rev and rev and rev and peg and go right over the rev limit of the engine. And you're risking throwing a piston or something, right? By a rod. Anyway, so I'm just smoking through first gear, second gear, third gear, and I'm by Dairy Queen like a lickety split, man. And I'm just smoking my tires. And I was probably doing 60 miles an hour, or nowadays 100 kilometers an hour. And those, nowadays that would be termed stunting, right? There was none of that back then. Plus, he wanted to see what it would do, so that's what I did. And he didn't come after me, he didn't chase me or nothing like that. He just wanted to see what kind of guts the car had, and I showed him. And those were the good old days, people. That's how it was back then. That cop was probably about 30, maybe. He's older than me. He's, 12 years, 13 years older than me. But I think that was a fun night. That was cool. So where's that take us? So yeah, no hood ticket. No, I didn't get no ticket for the no hood. Went up to Dairy Queen. Okay, number one. Let's go. I got 1, 2, 3. And then I got us going over here, racing some people. And then I got Summer 79. Ooh, we're getting up there. Okay. So, yeah, we did that one. Okay. Back in the old days, I still had the little Vega rear end in it, but I wanted to get some new rims on the back. So, I went to Goodyear on Tacoma Drive. It was right across from, well, back then it was Kmart. Now it's Sobeys, but and I went in there and I seen these nice rims, beautiful rims, polished aluminum. They had these circles with the circles all the way around like that, right? Just nice looking rims that would fit 13-inch tires, like 60 series 13-inch tires, like Tornado brand. I think it was from Canadian Tire or whatever. They were, the old muscle car style tire. And so I go on there, I buy them. That's from a guy named Drew. And I can't remember the guy's last name, but he was a wicked mechanic, and he was one of the best mechanics in Dartmouth for souping up cars and doing all that sort of stuff. And so I bought them. I bought the rims from him, and they might have even been his rims. He was just like he had them and he's selling them in the Goodyear store. So I bought them and they were great, and I put them on. And so later on, once I got the V8 in it, and I had to put the 12-bolt rear in it because I was going through all the Vega rims, I went back to Goodyear. And I bought from him a set of Goodyear tires, right? 14-inch tires with the big Goodyear letters on it, right? It was really nice. They're really nice tires. And I'm buying, we're doing up the bill and stuff like that. And he goes, he knew about my car. He knew, oh, you're the one with the Vega. I said, yeah. He goes, I'm doing one up. I said, yeah. Oh yeah, he said I'm doing. It's right there. Look, silver one. It's an Astra though, so it's Pontiac's version. Pontiac came out, I think it was '73. They were a little late getting into the game. Vega was '71. Uh, I'm doing an Astra up uh, with a 327 Corvette motor. So he has a Corvette motor from the mid '60s. I think he had a Hawley carburetor on it, and this thing got to be pushing well over 325 horse, like this Bullet. It's probably pushing 350. I don't know. It's got a hot cam in it. He's got a automatic transmission. I believe he didn't put a stick in it. It was an automatic transmission. Might not have been a 400 turbo, but it was a 350. But this thing was a screamer, and it was all low down with the skinny tires on it all the way around, just normal tires. He put a Monza rear end in it, which has I think it has 7.5-inch ring gear in the back with the, and you get the pinion gear, which is stronger, way stronger than a Vega rear end. So he popped out the Astra rear end, put in a Monza rear end that could handle the power, because Monzas came with a 305 back then, and that's what he did to handle the power, and that was a screamer. He had a roll bar in it too. He made his own roll bar out of exhaust tubing. He bent the exhaust tubing on the machine and had a roll bar in it. It was a sleeper. People looked at it. This is just an old silver Astra, right? So it looked like this without the stripes. What it looked like, what I was seeing. I don't even think he had a spoiler on the back. But anyway, this is what it looked like. Sharp looking. See how Pontiac did the grill split, like sort of like a mini Firebird or something. You know how the Vega was like a mini Camaro. This was like a mini Firebird, sort of. His didn't have this stripe package on it, nothing like that. But he might have had a spoiler on the front. I don't recall a spoiler on the back on his, but man, that thing would go. And we had some times. Yeah, there's the back end. See how the taillights are different than a Vega. Vega has 1, 2, 3, 4, sort of like the Camaro here has. This is more like, like the Pontiac style right there. And that's what he had. So he had that little beast, and he kept it for a little while. He had something to do back then was put on T-Bird resonators, right? They weren't really classified a muffler, but they were just short little. They're called resonators, and they're on their old T-Birds from the '60s, right? And that's what he was running for his exhaust on the Astra. And man, what a sound of that thing! That sounded really good, really good. So what happened? He kept it for a while. Actually, I'll just go to the part where we had a little blast down the road. I think it was. I'm trying to think now. I don't think my car wasn't black then. It was red. It was vermilion red, GM red, and there was some type of strike or something. Dartmouth Police Force. I mean, I don't think they were on strike every day, but it was once in a while. There, I don't know. It was like a strike going on, and we knew that. So I met up with Drew on Forest Hills Drive out in Coal Harbor, and we were going down the road, and there wasn't a lot of traffic, so we took up both lanes, and we started dragging down the road, and I think we're reaching speeds well into 100 miles an hour, neck and neck most of the way. He was just playing with me. I think he could have blew me out of the water. I think with that motor he had, he could have just stopped and ripped right by me, but he didn't. But we were neck and neck. We were doing well over 100, and no police around at all. That was something. That was the day. Okay, so but later on, I better get another one. Let's go for another one. What the heck? What shall we get? The next one up? Then we got the 45, 46. We get the 46. Let's go for 42, people. 42. What's wrong with 42? That's all right. 42 is the double barrel Irish whiskey from Glendowell Distillery. So we'll just crack it. There it goes. Just crack it and pour it in. Should all fit. There's just a tad bit of Connemara there, but no, she's fitting. Look at that. We'll taste it. Yeah, not bad. It's not going to have that peaty taste, but what the heck. So let's see, where are we at? You guys get your drink yet? So you got to get your drink, man. I'll pause here if you want. I could just sit back and sip this. You guys want to run to the fridge, you know. Oh man, that's a smooth one. Jeez. What's that? Man, that is very smooth. Man, some high quality whiskeys over there. I can tell you that much. So what happened? Not Wayne, Drew. Yeah, he ended up giving, or not giving. He ended up selling the Astra to Wayne, my buddy Wayne. Now, Wayne still had the Nova, the hopped up Nova, but he wanted, I don't know, decided he'd try the Astra for a while. And he did, he kept it for a summer, right? He had it for a whole summer. I don't remember ever racing him or anything like that. But it was a quick little car. He sold it to his girlfriend's brother, Danny Black. Danny Black bought it. He used to live down underneath the old bridge. You know, street and back there, like sort of overlooking the harbor. Pretty good street down that way. Yeah, Danny Black bought it, and so what happened? Yeah, so he sold to Danny Black. There we go. And we did the McDonald's thing. Okay, so what happened? So Danny Black's in his Astra one night, and you know he'd hang around, you know, with me sometimes, and we'd drive our cars sort of down the street and around town. And so one night we decided to venture over to Halifax. So we go over to Halifax, and we meet up with these couple uh, kids, dudes. I mean, they're 18, 19. I don't know. They're rich kids, right? Their parents got some coin. So one kid is driving a black 1978 Z28, black. And the other kid's driving a brown, or kind of a dark medium brown Z28, 1978. And I thought, okay, well, not that I could research on an iPhone back then, but I knew that the stock Camaro of the day, the Z28, only had like 195 horsepower or something. I'm talking even the 350 motor. That's all it had. I'm doing the power to weight ratio thing in my head, and I'm thinking, well, that car's got to weigh 3,500 or 3,300. My Vega weighs 2,400, 2,500. I've got 250 horsepower. He's got 195. Should be no contest, right? But, you know, little did we know, I think the black one had something done to the motor. Anyway, so we meet up with them. We decide, they say there's a place off the St. Margaret's Bay Road coming up from the Rotary. There's a long ramp that goes on to the 103. So you could be back way down at the start of the ramp, and you can blast up. You can get quite a run, almost I'd say it'd be a quarter mile, like a drag strip. And so what happens is the Astra gets in the left lane, the black Z28's in the right lane. I'm back here in the left lane, just back about 5 car lengths from the Astra, then back 5 car lengths back from the black Z28. It's the brown Z28. So Pat, which is riding with me, he gets out and he goes up between the two cars, the Astra and the black Z28, and he just goes, flags them down like that, and off they friggin' scream into the night, man, and they're just boogieing. And I'm watching the taillights, right? I'm seeing they're about, they look neck and neck, most of they're neck and neck, neck and neck, and all of a sudden I see the little Astra start just edging away, just pulling away a bit, not by a whole lot, maybe 2 car lengths, maybe. So I'm sitting there, and my car is not working good that night. I know I got a foul plug or something. It's idling real shitty. And I think, I'll give it a whirl. I don't know. And being that this guy in the Browns had seen the Astra, which didn't look like, it was all well hidden. It didn't look like a souped up car. It looked like a stock Astra, right? My mine's all jacked up. I got these big wide tires on the back, and so Pat gets out and ready. He's already out, but he's ready to flag us. And I look over at Buddy, and Buddy goes, "No." He looked at my car. He didn't even want to. He didn't even want to take me on. He said, "No, no, you're not going to do it." So Pat gets in, and we scream off. And but if he had went up against me, he might have taken me because my car wasn't. It just wasn't working good that night. So, well, anyway, I didn't lose. That's what happens. But I'm really thinking that the black one there was something done to that motor was breathed on something. Something. Maybe the brown one was a stock one, like a 195 horse. That's why he said no, he wasn't going up against me. No, I probably still would have beat him even with a foul, plug acting up. But yeah, you never know. You never know. So, yeah, he waves it off. Yeah, okay. Okay. Now, which one should I do next? Okay, we're going to start number 1, 2. Yeah, we'll go 1, 2. We covered all that. Okay, so I guess it's the summer of 1979, right? At that point, my car, I did another picture right here. My car is black, right? The old jet black, GM black. And every, I don't know, it was Friday night or whatever, but in 1979, I think that's when, it might have been January, this show came out, Dukes of Hazzard. Dukes of Hazzard came out. I'm thinking early 79. But anyway, in the summer, I would sit and watch it. Me and my dad and my nephew Dave, which at that time, I say Dave, if he's born in 72, which I think he was, I think he was like 7 years old, maybe. But we just love watching the Dukes. Bo and Luke Duke jumping over stuff with the General Lee, and it was just awesome. So we'd watch the show, say from 8:30 to 9, and of course I'm just itching. That sun's pretty well down now, and I'm just itching to get to Vega, right? Little Dave would look over at me and goes, "Uncle Ronnie, you going duking?" I said, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm going duking. Yeah, I'm going duking right now." I said, and I'd take and scream off into the night. Yeah. So let's go. That's 79. There's probably other stories in there I'm gonna remember later, but it's getting on September now, and I always put the car away in into September. Then I drove my little Volkswagen Bug, or if I still had the Pontiac Laurentian, I would use that. I use that quite a bit. I think going back forth to school for a while when I was at NSIT, the big old boat. So we're into 1980s, all right? 1980 is September, and the sun's pretty well down now. It's getting really dark. Temperatures are still pretty good, pretty warm. Probably I don't know, 70 degrees, pretty warm. And I'm sitting at the Tim Hortons. I'm at the Tim Hortons um, on Wise Road. Now it's not there anymore. It's long gone, but it people will remember. Some people will remember that. And right across the street, right across, there used to be McDonald's in a little strip mall on Wise Road. And back in the day, of course, I didn't drink any coffee. I didn't start drinking coffee till I was like 30 years old, I think. Once I got out of the military and got on Civvy Street. Yeah. So I'm sitting there sipping my hot chocolate. Out the corner of my eye, I see this girl walk across the street. And she walks across. She comes up to the sidewalk. She walks into the parking lot. I'm parked right by the sidewalk. I always parked in that spot. And she walks right up to me. She goes, hi. I go, hi. She goes, my friends dared me I wouldn't come over and talk to you. Okay. Uh, she goes, you want to go on a date sometime? I said, and as I say in these notes, where is it now? Okay, she's about 5'4". She's a blonde, and she's very well endowed, and that got my attention, lickety split. I said, okay. She said, my name is Bev. Would you like to go out sometime? That's what she said. I said, yeah, sure. I said, you got a phone number? So she reaches in her pocket, pulls out a piece of paper. She's prepared. She's got her phone number right on her. She hands me the phone number. And there we go. Bingo bango. And so I stay with her till about Christmas. Yeah, Christmas time. I guess it is Christmas time. You know, we dated, seeing each other quite a bit. And I remember one time. Yeah, right. She picked me up in the car. Oh, actually, I know which car it is. It's this one right here. It's her father's car. He's a Reverend Emery Harris. He was used to be down at the Christ Church there, but she's driving his car, which is this thing. Look at that. Oldsmobile Cutlass Salon Fastback Coupe 78. The back end went down right, was sharp like that. That's what she's driving. She picks me up. That, because my car is away for the winter, so perfect timing. I got a girl that's got a car. Couldn't be better. So she picks me up in that, and then she's got Greg Keating in the car with her, and he's only a young dude. He's probably 15 or something like that. Anyway, we go over to the back of Kmart. I think there's a bowling alley there. We were gonna go there or something like that. So we're on our way. We're in the back of the parking lot there, and Greg asked me, goes, how fast will it really go, Ronnie? How fast will your car really go? I don't know. I said, I had it on the highway once. I said, I had the needle pegged. I said, so I figure I was doing at least 130 or 135 miles an hour. I said, that's about as fast as you'll go, probably. He was just like, oh, geez, man. So he ended up, taking over his father's business, some of his businesses like Ultimax and stuff like that. And he was a good guy, and he moved down to the States and had a family down there and stuff. And yeah, so that was cool. But she did come over one night. Let me crack a Guinness here. She came over to my house one night, and I don't know if she drove that car over or she just walked over because it was only a five-minute walk. She only lived on Lingby Avenue. I still remember the number, 21 Lingby Avenue. Actually, when I went to her house one time, okay, we'll do her house first, and then we'll do my house. The two stories. First, I got to get Dad's old mug out, people. Got to get that out. Oh yeah, there it is. And my favorite beer, the old Guinea. I got the Guinea here. So yeah, I go to her place. I'm knocking on the door. I don't know. She had like a door and then another entry door. Like it was a little space like a hallway, something like that. Whatever. So, and I knock on the door, and I think her mother answered the door. Anyway, and she comes out. Yeah, I'll just be a minute. She just be a minute, and I'll be right out. I said okay, and I'm just standing in the little doorway there, and I hear her mother talking to her. And her mother goes, "Ooh la la," said about me, right? I said, "Okay." Her mother approves. That's cool. That was funny. Anyway, so she comes over to my house. She must have been walking because she comes down into the rec room, and you know, I might have drank a few beers once in a while. I wasn't really in. Didn't drink that much back then. I'm only. What was I? Might have been 19. 19, I guess. Back then. 1980? No, I've been 20. I was 20. So let's see. Yeah, we're downstairs and talking stuff, and then she pulls out a pint of vodka out of her purse, puts it on the table there down the rec room on 80 Woodland Avenue. My mom happens to come down, and she goes, "Oh, I didn't know you had something." And she goes back upstairs, and she comes down with the shot glass. She goes, "You guys should really pour that into a shot glass so you know how much you're getting, how much you're taking." I said, "Okay, okay." And Bev said, "Your mother's so sweet." So that was cool. Uh, yeah, and then the story doesn't turn so well toward Christmas time. It doesn't turn out. Actually, it probably started in late late October. Was it? Probably October, mid October. Cheers, people. Okay, so mid October. I've seen her mother once in a while, and her mother, I think, worked at. I know she worked over at Scotia Square. I think she was part of the Nova Scotia Power Group or something. I think she was did did office work over there for them, and her mother passed away from breast cancer back then, and I think it was October. I could be wrong, but it was around there. And this leads into the December Christmas story there, and Bev want me to go down to New Germany. That's down the South Shore, down there by Bridgewater, I guess. And they had cabins. Somebody had cabins or something we could stay in. I had to go to the funeral. I thought, no, I don't like funerals, man. The only funeral I'm going to go to now is, well, I'll be there, it'll be me, but I don't like them. I don't like funerals. Ever since I was 14, And my cousin Danny, he would have been 16, 17, down in the valley, Greenwood area, I guess. They lived on a little farm down there. His father's ex Air Force, I believe. Whalen's. That's her last name. And there was a guy from his school, and I don't know what kind of car it was. Could have just been a plain Jane car. Could have been a souped up car. I don't know. But anyway, he didn't know what he was doing. He lost control of it. They got, T-boned, side on, and Danny's in the passenger seat, and he got killed. Right. So, and weird is that I was working at Capital Stores on Albert Lake Road. Yeah. And mom and dad, and might have been my sister, Maureen, I don't know. Anyway, they come pick me up because I just finished the shift, and whereas I told them I got to go to a funeral, and they picked me up, and we go down there, right? So down the valley, and on the radio, the song that used to play a lot in those days, and it played on the Nova radio, was Elton John's song, Daniel, my brother, you are younger than me. Do you still feel the pain of the skies that won't heal your eyes? That one. That was on the radio, you know. And I went to the viewing, and mom said, you got to go up and, say a prayer over Daniel. That was hard to see a young person, a lifeless body. I tell you. After that, I said, no, can't do it. I'm not doing another one. Yeah, well, I know. That's where the story goes. But it was Christmas time. I remember, I think I got a picture of me. I got the nice tan leather vest on and everything. I go to Micmac. I buy Bev a nice necklace with a heart with a diamond in it and all this stuff. I don't know what I paid for it, but well beyond my wage. I got her something there. So I gave her that. We're sitting at her place around the Christmas tree there, on the couch, and I gave her that, and she liked it and everything, but I don't think she was too thrilled about it. I think she's still thinking back that I didn't go to her mom's funeral, right? So, but she don't know you know, me, what I remember. So, anyway, she says, just a second. Second, I gotta go get my camera. I said, what? What for? She goes, well, I want to take a picture of you just in case someday you become famous. You're famous. Okay. So she takes a picture of me. Then after that, she says, I think we should break up. Really? You brought me over here to take a picture of me and then say, see ya? So, and that's it. Once you say see ya, I ain't coming back. I ain't going to fight for you. You want to say goodbye, I'm gone. See ya. And I left, and never seen her since. Don't know where she is. I have no idea. But what a little story I can add. I can add another one that's not in the book, but let me check the book, make sure we got everything. Sorry to get sad, no people, but it's just something that's true. That maybe some of you guys had to do that too. Go to a funeral and experience that. You know, you can experience someone dying right before your eyes too. But sometimes you cherish that too, that you had the last moments with them. So you don't know, right? So, yeah. that's it right there. I might get some more later. I'll figure out some more for next week. Hopefully, if not, we're gonna move on to something else. Story night, but I got a good one. So my sister and the nephew David, they used to, they stayed at 80 Woodland Avenue at the family house for a while, and they also had a Doberman pincer, big Doberman pincer. Name was Tina. Was the name of the dog, and I thought, okay, Tina didn't mind driving in cars, so I'd take her in the Vega, and she'd sit right there in the passenger seat, just no problems at all. And I would take her down. I go down Slater Street, down Woodland, and I make a left, go down Slater Street, and let's see, I make a right at the end of Slater. I'm near Dartmouth High now, and make a right, and there was a corner store there called McCormick's. Not corner store; it was right on the main drag there. It's called McCormick's, and they sold pop, chips, candy, all that sort of stuff. So what I would do, I would leave the window down on Tina's side about that far, enough she can get her mouth out, her head out, but not her body. And I'd leave the Vega running, and I just take my good old time. I go inside and get what I want. I'd be in there for friggin' 2, 3, 5 minutes, right? I didn't have nowhere. That's the best security you could ever have. No one was going to jump in that Vega and take it for a ride, because Tina would have ripped his friggin' arms off. You wouldn't have any arms to steer the Vega. So that worked every time. That worked every time. I had Tina in the car a few times stopping at that store, and no, nobody was gonna risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. They weren't gonna do it. So I hope everything went good this week for you, people, because we're all here to supposed to have a good time. We're not supposed to have shit times. You know what I mean? We're here to experience the good things in life, not the bad things. That's not where it's at. You want to have, I guess it's like having a gigantic bank account. If you can have a lot of good times and you pile all those good times up, that's like a bank account that'll outdo any paper money bank account, if you know what I mean. That's what I'm feeling as time moves on. As time moves on, that's where you're going to value everything. It's experiences, good times, friendships you have. Yeah, that's where it's at. But I'd like to thank you guys for sitting in for another one. And like I say, if yeah, there's a little bit left. There's a couple little small Vega pieces left to finish off, where the Vega, you know, finishes off and where it finally goes. But, you know, I've got TR6 stories that are pretty good too. I'm not drag racing the thing or anything like that, but I got some stories. There's a few other ones, and we'll figure something, or we'll just sit here Friday nights and just shoot the shit, just talk about life. Doesn't matter. Just a break from working on the car. I did take that brake system all apart over here on the driver's side. Yeah, I got that all apart, and I tell you, the bolts on that side, they weren't as tight as this side. Those two bracket bolts, those big ass bolts. This side was tight. I mean, super tight. Whoever put these ones on at the factory, they had about, I don't know, 9 bowls of Wheaties. The guy over here on tighten these ones over on the other side, the driver's side, he ate oatmeal that morning. they were tight, but not like this side. I didn't get a hernia or I didn't drop a nut doing that side over there. So that'll come off, and then I cleaned up the bracket, buzzed it all down. Actually, I used spray on it first, and then I used a wire wheel, little wire wheel spinning on my drill, and I just cleaned it all up, all the grime, everything off. Then I wiped it all down with isopropyl. Had it looking good, but it didn't look, real good because it needed to be painted. And I sprayed that caliper, high heat caliper paint on it. Boom. Actually, why don't I get it? Just give me a sec. I'll show you. I won't bring the rotor over because it's too damn heavy. But I got the rotor painted, face of the rotor and the edge of the rotor. So I got this baby. Look at this. This sucker looks like brand new now, man. Look at that. That was just a big grime pit. A big grime pit. Look at it now. She looks brand spanking new. And that's why I like my cars to look. Just like that. She looks good. I taped all this surface area off. I taped it all off with green tape so I wouldn't get any paint on that. And oh yeah, yeah, she's gonna come together real nice. I still have to clean the caliper itself, and I got to spray that. That's got to remain there because it's got the hose on it. I've got to clean up a little bit more the strut tower coming down, the mounting for the brake system. I got to clean that up and cover things with cardboard and tape things and spray that, just give that a little bright look to it with the same type of paint. And it'll be looking just as good as this side once I get it done, because this side's just brand spanking new looking. It's really nice. And like I say, I'm not going to go to the back, these two back brake disc jobbies, till March. I'm going to take the next 2 weeks. It's just going to be doing odds and ends on this one here. Who knows? I may even be re-greasing the sliders and the pins on this brake systems on the Bullet, because I think it was done back in, time flies. I you might think it was 5 years ago, but I don't. I think it was like 2017. I probably had these off and cleaned them all up, and I don't think I'll need to replace them. I'm not going to replace them like this car, like all the pins and the bolts and all that. I'm just going to take them apart and re-grease them, because I know this car hasn't been in the rain, so it's not going to, they're not buggered up bad. So that's what I'll do. But yeah, it's getting on 8 o'clock now, so I like to get this video up for you guys. I'll try to post it by 9 o'clock if I can, if everything goes right. And well, thanks for coming out, having a few drinks with me. What it's all about. If you're into cars and you want to learn about cars, and we, both learn together, different things. I get surprised on stuff I do on this one, and I learn things. So, and I'll probably be going to Bruce's tomorrow. We're gonna clean the throttle body of the SS Camaro. Because it's quite dirty in there. And we're gonna spray the map sensor with the special cleaner I got there. We're gonna do all that, fix his up a little bit, make it perform a little better, and yeah, just something to, just a little bit of maintenance. That's all it is. Doesn't take long to do it. So, but thanks again, and like I always say, guys, and I always will, I like each and every one of you to stay safe out there. You know what I mean. Thunder Road.